Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are doing great and preparing for your upcoming examinations at your home. So, students, welcome back to your online video classes by LPM Public School. As you all know, students, at this time your school is closed due to the cold wave and chill weather. That is why I am here with your revisional video classes. So, students, without any further delay, let's start our today's class. As you all know, in our previous video, we had revised chapter number 9. So that is why in this video lesson, we will revise chapter number 10. That is studying the past. Okay. So what is the name of chapter number 10, students? The name of chapter number 10 is studying the past. Okay. Studying the past. So in this chapter, you will learn so many things. Okay. For example, explain the need of study the past. Okay. So why should we study the past? Why should we study our past? Okay. Second thing that you will learn in this lesson is explain what history is. Okay. If you will say studying the past in one word, so you can say it history. Okay, so we will also learn about it. Third one is describe the different sources of history. So what are the different sources? By the help of that you can learn about your history. Okay, you will also learn that. And the last one, that is explain what a timeline is, and you will also learn to create a timeline. Okay, so these all things you had already learned in your physical classes, but now at this time we are revising this chapter, so we will revise these all things. Okay, so students, let's start our today's class. So, chapter number 10. Okay, today we will revise chapter number 10, and the name of chapter number 10 is Studying the Past. Okay, studying, 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 the and past, past. Okay, studying the past. So, study means read something, to learn some about something. Okay, past means a time that is already happened. Okay, all the things that are happened already, these all things are including the it is in past. Okay, so if you will say one word, that what is studying the past, so it is history. Okay, it is, you can say it, history. So what is history? So the history is the study of what happened in the past. Okay, so the study of what happened in the past is called history. Okay, so I hope that is clear to you. And the next thing, that why should we need to study the past? Okay, why should we need the study of past? So it is very important to know about our past. Why it is important to know about our past? Because studying the past help us in many ways. For example, it help us what people have achieved in the past. We come to know about our rich heritage. It makes us proud of we are. Okay, so it tells us that what are the achievements our forefathers had. Okay, so that we can proud on ourselves. Okay, the next thing, that is the benefit of studying the past, is we come to know about our mistakes. Okay, we come to know about mistakes that our forefather had made in our past. Okay, in the past, so that we do not repeat them. Okay, so it is also a benefit of reading studying the past. Okay, so, and it is also very interesting to know how human beings lived many years ago and observe how things have changed. Okay, so you will also learn in the history that how human beings used to live in the past and how they developed. Okay, how they developed with the time, and now how people are living this kind of livings. Okay, so uh, let's move on the next topic, and the next is how can we learn about the past. Okay, so here we will talk about the different sources of history. Okay, what are the sources of history? So this is the third. heading in your book. Okay, so most people of the past are no more. So how can we come to know that what are the sources of history? So here four five sources of history. Okay, if you talk about written record, there are many sources of history. For example, written records, object from the past, monuments and pictures. So these are the sources of history. So if you talk about written records, so written records are long poems. There are many parts of written records. So first one is a long poem called the epics that are narrated the story from the past. Okay, it tells the story from the past. Second one is description of the lives of great people who lived in the past. Okay, let me show you. Okay, third one is descriptions of past events. Okay, and fourth one is description related to the rule of kings, and last one is writings of foreign travelers. Okay, so foreign travelers that used to come in our country during any ruler's time, so they used to write something about them, and we come to know about the rulers by the foreign travelers writings. Okay, by their accounts. Okay, is that clear to you? And next is objects from the past. So architects are experts who dig the ground, and they find the objects from the past, and we come to know about how the people used to live in the past by that objects, by the studying of that objects. Okay, so let me show you the picture of architect. Okay, and the next thing is monuments and pictures. Okay, so we also come to know about our history by the help of monuments and pictures. So monuments, what are the monuments? Okay, now you are thinking about it, that what is monument. So monuments are important buildings from the past that are called monuments. So monument can tell us a lot about the people who build them. Okay, hence they are also source of history. Okay, so that is why monuments are also source of history. Okay, for example, Taj Mahal is also a monument. Okay, and if you talk about Taj Mahal and Lal Killa, and there are lots of monuments in our country that tells us about our past. Okay, okay, let's move on to the next one. Next thing that we have to learn in this chapter is that when the use of paper was not known, so how the people of India used to write on. Okay, so when the use of paper was not known. Okay, when the use of paper was not known, when there was nobody were aware about the papers, so people in India used to write on natural things like leaves. Okay, and on rocks. Okay, so they used to write on natural things. Okay, so for example, they used to live on palm leaf when there are no use when they are not aware about the papers. Okay, okay, let's move on to the next heading, that is timelines. Okay, so what is timelines? Do you know about it? I hope you all are aware about it, because I had already taught you this thing in the physical classes. So timeline, you can say we study the past with the help of timelines. Okay, so it will be very difficult to study the past without the timeline. So it helps us a lot to study the past, to study our history. When events are arranged in the order of the dates in which they happened, it is called a timeline. Okay, a timeline helps us to understand what happened after and what happened before a certain time. Okay, so here a picture of timeline, let me show you that picture. So here you can see this picture that is given in your book on the page number 73. Okay, so this is a timeline. Okay, this is a sample of timeline you can see, and this is the timeline of Riya's life. Okay, this is Riya's life timeline. So who's Riya? Riya is a girl. Okay, she's also a girl, she's also a kid like you all, and this is the timeline of Riya's life. Okay, Now she is 14 years old. Okay, she is elder than you all. So let's know something about the Riya's life. Okay, we can know about Riya's life by the help of this timeline. Okay, so let's start with the 2007. So Riya was born. So when Riya was born? So Riya was born on in 2007, and then on in 2009 Riya's sister was born. Okay, and after 1 year, 1 and 2 year, Riya joined school. In 2011, Riya joined school, and in 2012, Riya lost her first tooth. Okay, and in 2014, Riya learned to ride a bicycle. Okay, so this is the timeline of Riya's life. Okay, so as you can see, Riya was born in the year of 2007. Okay, so when Riya was born? Riya was born in 2007. Okay, and she learned to ride a bicycle in 2014. Okay, she learned to ride a bicycle in 2014 when she was 7 years old. Okay, when she was 7 years old. Okay, can you answer these questions by looking at the timeline? Was Riya's sister before or after Riya? So, if you have to give the answer of this question, then you will have to look at this timeline and now see here. First, Riya born, and then Riya's sister was born. So, Riya's sister born after Riya, not the before Riya. Okay, see, born after Riya. Okay, so answer of this question will be Riya's sister born after Riya. Okay. Second one is, how old was Riya when she lost her first tooth? So let's see. So Riya was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Riya was 5 years old when she lost her first tooth. Okay. She was just 5 years old. Okay. When did Riya join school? So Riya joined school when she was 1, 2, 3, 4. So Riya was 4 years old when she joined the school. Okay. So this was the timeline. Now students, let's move on to the exercises of this chapter. Okay. So exercise number 1 is mark the following sentences as true or false. So first one is, knowing about the past is of no use. Okay. So is it true or false, students? So you have to simply write true or false over here. Okay. So this sentence is false. Okay. So write false over here. Okay. Because knowing about the past is very useful for us. Second one is, history only teaches us about the lives of king and queens. So it is again false, because history tells us about how people used to live in the past, what they used to do, what were their occupation, how they used to study, how they used to business. Okay, so all the things around their life history teaches us. Okay, so it is again false. Third one is, epics coins, ancient coins can tell us many things about the past. So yes, this is true. Ancient coins can tell us many things about the past. Fifth one is, dates after the birth of Christ are counted backwards. That is 100 CE common comes after 200 CE on the timeline. So this is false. Okay. Let's move on to the next exercise, that is choose the correct answer. So first one is, what has already happened is called the, so what has already happened is called the past. So here the option number A will be correct. Okay. Second one is, this is a form of written record of the past. So accounts of foreign travelers are the form of written records of the past. So here option B will be correct answer. Okay. Third one is archaeologists find things from the past. So how they find things from the past? So they find things from the past by digging places where people lived in the past. So here again option B will be the correct answer. Okay. So option B would be the correct answer. Now let's move on to the fourth one, and the fourth one is in the timeline of human history, dates are counted backwards or forward from. So, dates are counted backwards or forwards from the birth of Jesus Christ. Okay. So, here option A is the correct answer. So, you have to tick on option A. Fifth one is if an event occurred 250 years before the birth of Christ, we write its date as 5 520 BCE. Okay, so here option B is the correct answer. Okay, option B would be the correct answer. To tick on it, let's move on to the next exercise. So here exercise number 3. Exercise number 3 is define the following terms. Okay, so here you have to, what you have to do, you have to define the given terms. Okay, so here three terms are given out of this chapter. So first term is historian, second one is monument, and third one is timeline. Okay, so you have to define these three terms. Okay, so first one, what will be the definition of first one? Historian. So an expert who studies the past. Okay, so an expert who studies the past is called historian. Okay. Second one is monument. So what is monument? A monument is an important buildings from the past. Okay, so you can write here important buildings from the past. Okay, so monuments are important buildings from the past. Third one is timeline. So what is timeline? So timeline is the arrangement of events in the order of the dates on which they happened. Okay, so when we arrange the events in order of dates when they happen, it's called the timeline. Okay, let's move on to the next exercise, that is answer the following questions in one or two sentences. Okay, this is exercise number 4. Okay, exercise number 4 is answer the following questions in one or two sentences. So here question number 1 is what is a history? What is a history? The study of what happened in the past is called history. Okay, the study of what happened in the past, the things that had already happened are called history. Okay, question number 2 is when the use of paper was not known, what did people in India write on? Okay, so the answer would be when the use of paper was not known, people of India used to write on natural things. Example, palm leaf. Okay. Okay, look at the next question, that is who is archaeologist? Who is an archaeologist? So answer would be an expert who dig to look for objects from the past. Okay, so an expert who dig the ground to look for the objects from the past is called an archaeologist. Okay, now look at the question number 4, that is how do timeline help us? So let's look at the answer of this question. So a timeline, answer would be a timeline help us to understand what happened before and what happened after a certain time. Okay, so this would be the answer of this question. Okay, let's repeat again. A timeline help us to understand what happened before and what happened after a certain time. Okay, so now I hope you understood this the chapter of this summary and the question answer, these all exercises. So please students, keep in mind for what all you have learned today. Okay, and if you didn't write the question answer, the exercises of this chapter, so please complete it in your book and in your notebook. Okay, because when school will open, I will check this, and I will also take your oral. Okay, so keep revising these chapters, and if you didn't complete till now, so please complete it in your book and notebook. Okay, don't waste your time in wandering here and there. Okay, so prepare for your upcoming examinations and best of luck. So see you in the next video lesson. Till then, bye bye, take care of yourself students.